Welcome. You are here with Dr. Nilda Perez with Business Foresight, creating strategies towards your extraordinary future. Hello, this is Dr. Nilda Perez, and I wanted to welcome you. Bienvenidos todos a Dr. Nilda Radio. Today I'm really excited because I'm coming to you from Austin, Texas. I'm in Austin, Texas. I've been here for about a week. And I've been here and doing trainings. I've been getting trained, and I've also been doing some talks. And I just wanted to let you know that you know what, this can be done from anywhere. So we've been like tossing back and forth. How are we going to do it? And we were all like, there was just so much to do. But I'm really excited. First of all, my guest today is Rachel Calderon, and we're here from Austin, Texas. This is different, and I'm excited. I'm a little nervous because I've never done this from a different location other than the radio station. But you know what? This is going to be good. We're going to make this work. And so here we go. As always, we want you to listen and participate. If you can talk to us on Facebook Live, send us your comments, your statements, your questions. We're there, we're paying attention, and we want to hear what you have to say. I also want to talk to you about the worksheet. I want you to download the worksheet, and we're going to go right now into the training. I want you to download the worksheet, and the worksheet is on drnildaperez.com/worksheet. Just as simple. drnildaperez.com/worksheet. So that will be that to me, as I have found, people have told me also that it really is the best way for people to be able to follow the trainings. Because I can sit here and talk till whenever, and it's not as effective as when you're actually participating and taking down notes. So don't forget to download your Facebook, your worksheet. Your worksheet. So today we're going to be talking about strategies, and namely, I'm going to talk about strategies kind of vaguely, and then I'm going to hone it into marketing strategies, which is what Rachel does. Rachel is the quintessential market strategist, and she's been very essential to myself and my business and positioning us. So, but I want to start talking to you and trying to explain to you what strategies are. Anytime that you want to succeed at something, you have to have a game plan. And in business, this game plan is called strategies. So what strategies means is a direction and a scope. What direction are you going? What companies will do over time. A strategy will place your business at an advantage. Cuando interesas ser exitoso, tienes que tener un plan de juego. Estos se llaman estrategias, y estas estrategias son las que van a llevarte a un éxito superior. Esto, en la dirección que tu negocio va a ir, depende mucho en las estrategias que tú tengas en su sitio. So, according to Michael Watkins, he's a Harvard Business Review contributor, he says that most leaders understand the importance of strategies. Yet, when it comes to organizing one, they become very bogged down. Even just developing the strategy can be very overwhelming. He states that it's because they become very confused about what strategy is. So, cuando un contribuidor que se llama Michael Watkins, que hizo un artículo en el Harvard Business Review, habló de la mayoría de los liderazgos, de los líderes, saben la importancia de estrategia, pero se confunden y esto porque no saben exactamente cómo implementar una estrategia. So moving along, when implementing strategies in your business, the one thing that you want to be certain is that you've got it down pat. You want to be able to do this foresight strategies in a way that oftentimes this becomes very overwhelming. So you really need to break it down to what your needs are, and I'm gonna go into every single detail of, well, not every single detail, into many of the details. It's definitely the most important details on knowing how to even begin implementing a marketing strategy. So, an outstanding marketer, an outstanding marketing strategy should be formed with market research. You need to research who are these people that you're talking about. Who is your target audience? Who are the clients that would be your ideal client? Not the clients that you have to have, but the clients that you actually want. You need to have a strategy to be able to get to that place, to be able to what they call pull. I do a course that I teach on international business, and just this past week we were talking about push and pull. And push has to do with you standing up in front of a person or standing in front of a group and actually pushing your whatever that may be your product or your service, and you're telling them, which is not a bad thing. But again, that takes a strategy, because mostly what people want to know is what's in it for them. What is the benefit to them? So whatever service it is that you're asking them to buy or to purchase or to become a member of, they need to know what the benefit is to them. That's the one way. The other one is pull. And that's attraction. How do you pull this audience in? This audience usually comes in through things such as blogs and articles and even Facebook Live. You're talking to them. You're drawing them in. So they're coming to you because they're attracted to what you have to say. This is very important in business. This is very important in whatever it is that you want people to come to. Churches are now even changing their methods, and they're also using the pull strategy. They're doing this through having blogs, through having a dialogue with their parishioners or with potential parishioners. They're bringing them in through Facebook Live. They're bringing them in through radio. They're bringing them into programming, all types of programming, including TV programs. So all of these things are very essential, and they're very important for you to know in marketing. Las estrategias son muy importantes en el éxito de tu negocio. Tú tienes que atraer tu cliente ideal, lo tienes que atraer, y hay dos métodos. Uno es presentando y hablando con ellos y hablándole sobre su producto o su servicio. Y el segundo es atraer a esa persona, y mayormente por Facebook, cosas como Facebook, el programa de radio. Todas esas son estrategias que uno usa para poder atraer ese cliente o ese cliente ideal. So, an outstanding marketing, what it does is that it's like a good resume. A really good resume explains and it puts you in the best light. But in that best light, it attracts the potential employer. You are actually explaining to them who you are, and people have become really genius with their resumes. And the more clever you are, the better you attract that potential employer. So think of your marketing strategy as your good, putting your best foot forward and showing them your potential, showing them who you are. So one of the things that you want to know is, who is your ideal customer? ¿Quién es tu cliente ideal? Unfortunately, if you don't know who your ideal customer is, you're marketing to this vacuum, to all of these people that may not necessarily be attracted to you because it's too vague. The more niched you are, the better you are. The thing is that most people think that when they're niched, oh, that means that I won't attract anybody else. But you know what? There's nothing that people want more than what they can't fit into. Like, wait a minute, why can't I have that also? So being niched actually puts you at an advantage, and most people don't realize that. So, afortunadamente, si no sabes quién es tu cliente ideal, eso en tu mercadeo va a ser un problema. porque no sabes exactamente a qué persona tú estás tratando de atraer. You see, strategy really is everything. It's not as vague as you may seem. It really is very, very key to anything, to everything that you do. And remember, when you market, don't discount this. People realize it and they just think, well, marketing is just for business. No. When your resume, you're doing marketing. You're marketing yourself. When you want to raise or when you want a promotion, that's marketing, dear. That is you showing people what you can do best. May that be your boss, your agency, the leader. That's marketing. You are positioning yourself in a way that you're showing them what you do. And what happens is that we become very overwhelmed with the word and very overwhelmed with the, oh my goodness, the strategies is going to be so difficult. And that's not the case. So moving right along, you want to know what your client's biggest desire is. You want to know what problems they have that you can solve. Solving their problems is going to be key. People there's two things that they want. They want their problem solved and they want their desires met. And in marketing, you have to be able to target just that way. So you have to imagine this strategic positioning. No matter how great you are or how awesome your business is, if people do not know what you do or how you do it, or even why you do it, no one is going to be attracted. So it's taking that and breaking it down and being able to explain. Remember, even in your job, you can be the best worker. You have to do something that's going to stand you out. Because if you don't, you're just another employee. Again, it's not a bad thing. But if you want to be in the best light, you have to be able to market yourself in a way that what you're doing is making a notable difference. So there are several questions. There are several questions that I ask when we're talking to clients. There are several questions that we ask. And remember, I'm going to have like the master marketer coming on in a few minutes. You want to know what are the 3 things that you need to master credibility, because credibility is where you're going to be able to leverage. Que son las 3 cosas que tienes que dominar para crear credibilidad. Sorry about that. There are certain words that I am going to get twisted. So one of them is authenticity. Ser auténtico. One of them is being knowledgeable. See, when you know what you're talking about, people love that. They listen. They listen to people that know what they're talking about. So you want to be knowledgeable. Estar informado en tu especialidad. Remember, we're not talking about a know-it-all. You are going to choose a niche, and you want to be very knowledgeable in that area, in that specific area. You want to get social proof. You want to be able to get endorsements and testimonials. Other people that will say, you know what? She does do that. She is good at that. That's what you want. Dar prueba social. Otras personas que digan que sí, tú has hecho eso por ellos. Ellos saben, ellos entienden lo que tú haces. Y eso va a ser lo que te va a poner en una posición totalmente distinta a tu competitividad. Okay? So, next question is, how are 21st century clients different? You need to know that we're dealing with a totally different client than we were even as little as 5 years ago. People are different. People are not necessarily different in that they made a drastic change, but consumers are different. You're different as a consumer. You do not buy today the same way that you bought 5 or 10 years ago. So, with that is, ¿qué es la diferencia de cliente de hoy día? They're educated consumers, right? When we go to purchase something, we don't just go to the store and say, oh yeah, this is good, I'll take this, this is the price. We do price comparisons. We go on Amazon. We go on other places that are going to give us the same thing, the same quality, but for either cheaper or a better quality. So los consumidores de hoy en día son muy educados. They have more creative options. They don't want to be sold. They want to be drawn in. Ellos no quieren que tú vayas donde ellos. El consumidor de hoy no quiere que tú le empujes tu producto, tu servicio. Ellos quieren que usted lo atraiga. They want satisfied. Quieren sus necesidades, satisfacer sus necesidades. And they don't want to be dependent on you. I've been a therapist also for many years prior to this new track that I've been in for about 6 years now. And the one thing is, and one of the things that I always did was I always told my clients, I don't want you to become dependent on me. My idea was always show them what they need to do, show them a better way, and then, don't keep them dependent on you. So that is the one thing that, again, having a client for 10 years, it just never happened. Because the idea is always that they become independent. So when you're showing people your product or your service, you want them to be loyal customers. However, you don't want them to feel, oh, you know what, I'm so dependent on this. You want them to have choices. You want to give them different options, even within your company. So selling one thing, maybe you want to sell 5 things. And what are the things that are comparable and what are the things that are complementary? They want quality before they want prices. La calidad es mejor que los precios. You give them something cheap that's cheap, they don't really want that. They would rather pay a little bit more and get a better quality. So what are the 2 things that clients want from you as from you, the business owner? They want engagement, something that was never before. That's why they have Facebook. People want engagement. They want to be able to have a conversation with you. They want to be able to hear they want you to be able to hear their complaints and their praises. And I'll be honest with you, oftentimes it's mostly praises that you get because, this product was awesome. I love, they want to be able to engage with you and they want you to respond. They want to believe that you care about them on a personal level. So just because they're in this vacuum and you may not know them personally, especially if you're selling things online or if you don't have that high touch factor in your business, you still want to be able to engage with your client. They want to know, trust, and like you. And I know you've probably heard this over and over again, but ellos quieren conocerle, tener confianza y quererlo. They want to be able to have that almost that feeling of knowing you, much like it was when they had the mom and pop stores, the small stores, right? You would go in and these people know you on a personal level. They know your children. They know you well. So those are the things that the people want from you, and you have to be able to give it to them. So this is going to end this segment of my training for today. We're going to go now. We're going to stop for a few minutes, and we're going to go now to Rachel Calderon. I'm going to be able to walk over. I want to walk over to the other side. And the reason why I wanted to do this here, I don't know if you're as fascinated as I am, but I have to tell you, I just find this home to be so awesome. I rented a home for us for the few days that we were going to be here in San Antonio, and this was like the best thing that I did. The home is so welcoming. It's big. It's not too big. It's comfortable, and I want to be able to show you another part of this home. So here's a little bit of the house and the things that are available in this house. We have a full kitchen. We have a small dining room. We have this beautiful space that sits, and in here we have a TV, which honest to God, I think we probably opened like once. We're not really TV watchers. Nevertheless, we just to have this space it's been such an awesome blessing. So we're thankful and we're grateful to have this space. So now we're going to stop the video for a few minutes and we're going to go to phase 2, which is going to be Rachel Calderon. Okay? See you in a few minutes. Hello, and we're back. And today I have with me Rachel Calderon. Rachel Calderon is also my sister. But I have to tell you, I've seen Rachel actually grow in her business and grow in what she does for so many years. And she's come such a long way. I have to tell you, I'm excited and amazed. And I'm very excited to have her here with us today. So let me tell you a little bit about Rachel Calderon. Rachel Calderon founded Arts Digital Designs, I want to say maybe like 5 years ago. She has a successful career in finance, as a finance manager in the corporate world. She did that for many, many years. However, she also did, she always loved two things. She loved technology and she loved creating. And that was evident in everything that she did. So, so she started learning she learned on her own to be able to do digital designs, which is like websites and anything digital. She just started, evolving in that area. And she did this as a personal interest. And from that, she actually perfected it to a tremendous degree. So Rachel has created a pathway to success and profitability. She has helped consumers maintain a strong online presence, and with services such as customized web design, which is one of the things that she does. She does web hosting, she does e-commerce, automated marketing, SEO, email marketing, and social media marketing. And she's also almost like perfected Infusionsoft, and she is going to be certified really soon as an Infusionsoft expert. If you know anything about Infusionsoft CRM, it is a monster. And she's becoming the expert in this area. Rachel has a talent to take your business and catapult you to the highest level using, a medium such as social media. She pretty much knows all of the platforms, and she knows which is the best platform for your particular business. She's New York native, and right now she's a candidate in Full Sail University getting her, because she doesn't know enough, her BA in digital design. So I'm really excited to have her here with us today. And again, so then welcome, Rachel.
Thank you for having me.
So Rachel, I have a bunch of questions for you, and I know that a lot of this stuff we talk about all the time, but I just think it's really important to share it with the audience because there's so much, again, there is such a big monster, and I see so many people using a lot of the technology, which is excellent, but they're not necessarily using it in the right way. And so I know one of the things that you have taught me, and first of all, I hated Facebook. It's such a nuisance, and there's so much drama, and I don't do really well with drama. I just rather turn it off. But Rachel showed me how to take it and actually use it for my benefit in terms of my business. And I have to tell you, it has been awesome because, it really is engagement. Like I was talking about earlier, it's awesome engagement. And what I realize is that people have really, they've really learned how to engage with me, and I think they're really getting to know what I do through this medium. Mm-hmm. I can't have a conversation with 1,000 people, but I can speak to one person. I can speak to 1,000 people, and everybody can feel that what I'm saying is resonating with them. And that, to me, that's the beauty. So I want you to explain, because we're only going to talk about the marketing, because honestly, the other stuff you do really well, but I guess maybe I'm already immune to it, but this is, to me, the most fascinating part. It has really been the part that's really catapulted my business. So what is digital marketing? Because you hear those words all the time.
Right. It is a term that we use in marketing products and services using technology, mainly, obviously, the internet and mobile devices. This is a way that we can market to our clientele. Yeah. Using these mediums, and that's pretty much what marketing is. It's just instead of direct mail marketing, mm-hmm. we use digital marketing online. Okay. And we just use multiple platforms. Now it can be in the form of like you just finished saying, Facebook Live. You can actually use radio shows as yourself that you're using right now. That's all digital. Those are things that that people don't get necessarily directly in the mail. So their TV is another form.
Mhm.
You know, Twitter. Those are all different engagements that we
Instagram.
can use.
We were talking
Instagram,
about
yes.
Instagram yesterday.
It's actually a really
yeah.
powerful tool.
Yeah.
Because what happens with form of Instagram is those images that we put out. Sometimes, you know, we always say images are 1,000 words.
Mhm.
Well, that pretty much says it all.
Okay.
Images can say a whole lot, and sometimes people see it visually and understand it in visual form. So,
Okay. So using these different platforms, you're pretty much connecting with the different ways that people learn.
correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So and I know we've talked about that, which is one of them is audio, which is definitely not me. I do not hear. I don't understand anything that I hear. I can't process. I think there's a lot of noise in my head, and I can't just focus. And when someone is talking, I can't process as well as I can with a visual, and I'm more of a kinesthetic learner, which means I need to hear, I need to see, and then I actually need to implement, write,
Right.
use, do something in order for that. I know I write a lot of notes, and oftentimes I'm told, okay, so what are all these notes? Honestly, when I write it down, I can literally throw the note away because I'll remember.
Correct. And that's why I had suggested to you that you use the worksheet. We had talked about the worksheet because of that reason, because there are some people who actually need to write notes down. But then there are people who just watching Facebook Live or just an image, they can process it. It's all in the matter of you just want to use multiple mediums, digital mediums, so that people can process what you're trying to convey online.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so should businesses be focusing, only on social media?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No, I think that I think not that I think I know that all these mediums online are absolutely excellent. This is a way to be able, you use this to be able to get to more than one person around your circle. You see, on a Facebook Live, you can actually engage them, but you can actually attract them from, more than just your neighborhood.
Yeah, right. More than your local area.
Area. You can get them from, even outside of the country. I mean, we've had people from other countries looking in.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
other than, but something like direct mail, you have to have their address and everything. So
they don't know you.
And they don't know you, so they're not going to give that to you. So this is a way for you to be able to engage. And really, social media is used just to engage people. That's really what it's used for. It's to engage them, to attract them, to get them to know, like, and trust you, build a relationship with them. But then you have to use direct mail marketing. It's actually really important. So should you just use
and live, live presentations, live events, all of that. Okay.
Yes. So should you just use social media? No, not just social media. It's much more than that.
Okay.
It's in what was that? I was gonna say something else and I forgot.
That's okay. That's all right. But yeah, I get it. So basically, what you're saying is that just using one medium is still pigeonholing, because you know what, I hear a lot of traditional marketing is dead, and I know there are aspects of it that are not as effective, such as brochures. Like, you get a brochure, people get it, and they just they put it down, and then after a while they toss it. So I get that part. What I am trying to get to is that now people have gone to the other extreme, and they're using this other medium, which is social media, and they're just doing social media. And I realized, I know when we were talking, you were like, I was like, listen, I have an opportunity for this radio show, and you were like, take it, and I was like, all right, I don't know if I have time for that. You're like, no, it's a marketing tool. And then you actually showed me all the things that can come out of that, and which totally surprised me, because I was like, oh, I didn't think of that.
Correct. Yeah. And brochures are actually still useful. You just have to know when to use those brochures.
And it's typically not in the front end.
Correct.
Okay, awesome. So there's a lot of talk about using email marketing. Email marketing is this big thing, and I remember we talked about this, and I've also I've learned from a lot of different people, hey, email marketing is the way to go. And honestly, I really, to me, sometimes email is annoying because I get like, I have to tell you, when first thing in the morning when I turn on my computer, I have at least 150 emails from God knows what, who knows when, and I have to sift them out. So sending me an email sometimes can be annoying unless it comes from somebody I know and care about, an email that I want to read. So here are two questions. What is exceptional email marketing? And what are the tools that are best for email marketing? I want to start with the first question. What is exceptional email marketing?
Well, exceptional email marketing is what I call the customer life cycle, and that is a way to be able to pull, capture, nurture, convert, deliver, and satisfy, upsell, and do referrals.
Okay.
That is the most exceptional. It's a process. It's a life cycle. It's like the circle of life that we've called it. That these are the things that you should do in email marketing, and that's how. And when a person opts into your email, this is how you should. This is the process of how you should keep them engaged, not overloading them with junk, but nurturing them. Conveying the message. Just giving them things that are helpful hints, tips, things like that will keep them, opt in. That they won't, opt out of your email marketing. And that is exceptional
because you're actually giving them value, sending them something that's gonna mean more than here is this, And it's one of the things I get really annoyed by. I get all kinds of weird things on both Facebook, email, LinkedIn. You get hit on, you get, like, hey, beautiful eyes, big smile, or hey, I have the solution to your problems and you don't even know what my problem is. So that to me is like, I can't just stop it,
Well,
so,
and that's the thing is when a person opts in to your email, it is important that you keep that email and take, really take care of it like a baby,
well,
make sure that when you send
right.
information out that it is good information, it is content that this person can actually learn from. Sending a boatload of junk email, you're going to get someone agitated. So that's why nurturing them and then eventually converting them and deliver, and then also you have to deliver what you say you're going to deliver. Want, because people say, well, I'm going to give you 10 tips. They never send the 10 tips, but they'll send a lot of junk thing.
Right.
You see,
that's the
so
other
that
thing.
you have to make sure that you're not spamming someone and sending them so much junk, because that's how you're gonna lose that person.
Right.
So if you're going to capture their attention and you're going to promise them something, send that to them.
Right.
Send them what you're going to promise them. And if you want to continue to engage them, continue to give them content that is valuable to them.
That makes perfect sense. There are actual emails. I have folders. I don't care. Even in my business email, it's all Gmail because I love what Gmail has done with email. You actually put things in folders, and there are emails that come in and go directly into folders because these are emails that are very important to me. One of the greatest companies for me is the Association of Professional Futurists, which I'm a member of. Everything that they send me is about foresight. It brings me value. I just love their emails. I love their emails. I love their newsletter. So any email that comes from them, I cherish it. And if I can't read it at the moment, at least it's going to be in a folder. So that's the best part. At least it's going to be in a folder that I know if I can't get to it right now, that's okay. I'll get to it, but I'm going to get to it. There's undoubtedly. So I have several folders from several people that come from several companies that come that to me are very valuable. Right. So that's what you call exceptional email marketing.
Correct, and that's what you want to do. You want that person to want your stuff to the point that they can do like Dr. Nilda does, that they put it in a folder and then they'll keep revisiting that, because if it's that valuable, that's what you want to give them.
Exactly. So my second question to that, this kind of all goes into one question. So what are the best tools? What are the best tools to use for email marketing?
Well, I guess it all depends on your budget, really, because but me personally, I prefer Infusionsoft. I have found that it has been the most robust CRM, which is a customer relationship management system. You can actually do a life cycle with a customer life cycle with Infusionsoft. You can develop campaigns, and then you can take them off of this one campaign and switch them to another campaign, and just keep that engagement going all day, all the time.
Right.
And you can actually and you want to maintain that kind of relationship with them. So I personally, I mean, you have things like HubSpot, you have probably lesser CRMs, but they're not as robust. That's web. Oh my gosh, I forgot the name of it.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter. But the one that I recommend is Infusionsoft.
I've been with Infusionsoft now for a little, almost 2 years. Actually, almost 2 years. It's going to be 2 years, in February. And again, I love them. I love, the fact that, it's a lot of work in the front end.
Yes.
And I tell you, in the front end, when you were like, oh, Nilda, you need to write so many emails, and I was like, oh my God, this is never going to end. And it was, so in the front end, it can be overwhelming. What I realized though was the fact that, the upkeep of the client, like you said, or even that potential client, is amazing. And I think it nurtures their needs. It gives them what they need, gives them what they want. And that to me is bar none the best thing.
Right. For example, like you send out the we ask people to you ask people to opt in for the worksheets. Well, the great thing is that once they opt in for the worksheets, they automatically get it after that. They get it automatically, so they won't have to continue to opt in every single time. It's just something that you have been able to maintain, and that's what's good about this. Like you said, the front end, the campaign part, making it up and making up the cycle and making sure that it was the hard part. But then once that was done, now it's taken a form of its own. That's something that we don't really have to revisit unless we have to make some changes. Mm-hmm. Other than that, it's taking a life cycle of its own. Mm-hmm. So that's the good part about it.
And it's still personalized.
Exactly.
It's still very personalized.
Exactly.
So it's not like these random crazy emails that are being sent out. They're actually, again, they're very well thought out. And it's thinking of the individual.
Correct.
So I find them to be more individualized more than anything else.
Right.
So I love that. Okay. So one of the things that drives me bananas is, again, I was saying earlier, is when I get that email that tells me I'm going to solve your problems, you need to call me, blah, 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 whatever. And I get like a ton of those. I get them both in my email box. I get them on LinkedIn. I get them on Facebook. They're going to solve my problem, even though they don't know my problem. Or even if I have a problem, they're going to solve my problem. So that to me is so irritating. So my question is, when should people talk about their product or service? And basically what that is sales. Like, I want you to buy this. And this is going to solve all of your problems, all the problems in the world peace, whatever, So when should that product or service be introduced?
I don't believe that you really need to introduce your product because when you're giving this person value, they're going to come to you. It's like when you go to a dealership, you see the car that you want. You already know you want that. You don't need someone to convince you that you want that car. You went there with a purpose to buy a car. So you don't need to,
well, tell them that, because I have to tell you that you go for this and they want to sell you that.
Well, that is true, because they're pushing you to that. They want to sell you something, but I do not believe in that. So I never recommend that anyone pushes their product. I think when you're giving that person value of what you do, even giving people tips, giving them tips. I know that, it can kind of be controversial because people are like, well, I don't want to give them something. I want them to pay. I want to charge them for it. Right. Well, sometimes you have to kind of work it around the opposite way. You got to kind of give them value and give people hints. Hey, listen, people ask me marketing tips all the time, and I give it to them.
Right.
But then when they find that, I can't do that, or it's too much for me, then they'll say, hey, let me ask you something. how much do you charge? See, and I never pushed my product. I never pushed my product or my service, not once. I was trying to be helpful. And I think that is just a way for people to just say, you know what, she's not a pushy person. And they get to trust you, and they get to like you, and they get to believe in what you do, because wow, she's so giving. She gives this and she gives that. And meanwhile, they're coming to me asking me. So it's easy to sell. I think that's the best way. I don't like pushy salesmen. I think that's cheap.
Right. And not only that, it's they you know, I mean, again, they wanna get married before they even date you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, hi, my name is, and you know, let's just do this. And that, to me, it's so horrible. I just can't stand it. It's so, to me, it feels invasive, and I can't stand it. I just can't. You know, very private. I people have to be, you know, I feel people need to be welcomed into my space, and I feel it's such an invasion of privacy, or an invasion of, or so presumptuous that they would think that, oh, she has a problem, and this is the problem that she has because this is the one they solve. And that I just can't. So I think, and that's what has made me very cognizant. The same way that I don't like to be sold, I am very cognizant of my clients.
Right. And two things I'll say is always give them value, showing them the benefit to them, and secondly, educate. Always educate and inform.
Absolutely.
I love that. Yeah, that to me is the key.
I love that. Yeah, because I'm an educator at heart. I'm always, I love to teach. I love to guide, and to me, that instruction is awesome. I love it. Okay, so. The next question is, should people do their own marketing? I think that is like this, $1 million question, because a lot of people do it very well. A lot of people do it and do it very bad. And then there are those that do some things well and some things not so well. So my question is, on average, should people be doing their own marketing?
Well, I'm not going to say no, that they should not. And I'm not going to say that they should 100%. It all depends on what is most valuable to you. Is it more valuable for you to spend time doing your work, or is it more valuable for you to market? Which one? And that's where you have to kind of, depending on the type of job you do, really you have to figure out for yourself, what is it that you want to spend most of your time doing? Such as yourself, you have come to the conclusion that I can't do what I do plus market. So you then in turn hired me to do your marketing. And, and even still you put out things, and you'll share, and you'll do little bits of things for yourself, that you but nothing. Exactly. Well, I always tell her what to do, but the point is that is she'll do some things that is easy to her, but she tries to spend most of her time working
and developing my content, being able to develop curriculums, to be able to develop, because that to me is the best use of my time. And doing it any other way for me doesn't really work.
Right.
For me, it doesn't work.
Now, marketing, you should actually spend time, money on. I believe that you should spend money on and have a budget for marketing, because that's going to help your business in the long run.
Well, and that's where I saw the value. There are aspects of marketing that I absolutely love. There's no doubt. I think it's fascinating. I enjoy it. I like knowing about it. However, so we have questions, and I'm so excited about that. So let's answer the question. The question is from Rosalina Vega. Rosalina Vega wants to know, how often should you post your social media page without having people remove themselves because of the amount of notifications they receive? That's a fabulous question. Love it. So Rachel, answer that question.
Well, it all depends on what you're bringing to the table. If you're bringing them value, Facebook has this little trigger that they can be notified. And actually, I guess I also have to ask Rosalina is what do you mean by they're taking themselves off of the page? Is what she's saying?
Yeah. Now, okay, so can we take a couple of steps back, Rachel? Can you explain to people what value is? Because I have to tell you, the one thing that I hear is that there's a lot of these words, these what they call these catchphrases. You know what? The honest truth is that what exactly is value? I want you to explain, because if people don't understand what value is, they're gonna have a hard time doing that.
Uh-huh. Well, value is pretty much giving them some type of training on what they do best. You know, on what they do, what their business is. For example, when I write, I always give them a marketing tip, or I give them a marketing quote, or I give them something that can bring them value that they can actually use.
Okay.
A person.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. So somebody, and I think I wanna be able to give Selena a tip. One of the things that I know that she does several things, but I think one of the things that she mostly markets is jewelry. I think um, one of the best ways to give people value with that is um, finding a little bit of history on jewelry. Where did it start? Like, who was the first person who ever created this? I know this goes back to like maybe the Egyptian days, but who knows? Maybe further than that. And to be able to give them these FAQs, you know, maybe it's not an FAQ, like these inquisitive inquiries, that you're actually doing research and showing them, you know, this was where this started, and this is what it was, and this is what it looked like. So doing some research and actually giving is like, wow, I didn't know that. That's going to capture their attention rather than buy this, buy this, buy this. And, you know, again, and I don't think people do it intentional. I don't think that, you know, it's just, again, you don't know what you don't know.
Right. So, like you were saying, finding the history for Rosalina, finding the history about jewelry is really, really, as a matter of fact, it's interesting. Yes. Because then you're going to bring them something that they're like, wow, I never thought of it that way.
I never
knew that, or, you know, something to that effect that will help them to really understand the meaning behind jewelry. I mean, I think it's fascinating. My daughter's into art history. She loves art. She's a graphic designer. So when I look at art, we both look at art differently, but I find, I mean, she sees art in a whole different way than I do, but I find the meaning of art, or the beginning, like back in the Egyptian days, very, very interesting. Yeah. So she educates me that way, and then I find it fascinating when I'm,
because now you're seeing it differently. Yes. It's not just, oh yeah, nice colors, or that looks really old, you know, but you're actually seeing a value. You know, she's bringing you value.
Exactly.
In teaching you what that is, what does it mean, and you know what, because now you're taking this class, but you're seeing this class with very, you know, fresh new eyes, because you have an insight that was never there before.
Right. You know? Exactly.
Right. Okay.
So that is the best thing. So now going back to her question, how often should she post, is what she's asking?
Yeah, because I don't think the issue is the posting.
Yeah, I don't think your issue is posting. I think is like we're saying, bringing value about the history of. Let's start there.
Just start there.
Yeah, right. Just start bringing value about the history of jewelry and see where that goes from there.
Right. I think that's a good place to start, and then, you know, then other things that she can give value, other than this is, you know, what I'm selling, and that goes for anybody.
This is what I'm selling.
Even
this is how much it is. This is, you know, just you know, bring different things ideas that will help your customer.
Right.
You know.
Okay. Fabulous. Okay. Yes. Awesome. So my next question is, probably this is gonna be my last question.
Yes.
What is a reasonable time frame to spend on marketing? You know, what is effective, you know, for it to be effective? Because, you know, again, I have to make this a two-part, because also, what exactly is marketing? Hanging out on Facebook and answering, you know, your friends, or that's not marketing.
No, that is not marketing.
And Twitter and tweeting, that's not marketing. No. So literally on marketing, what is a reasonable time to spend?
Okay, well, marketing for most effective, it would be about 20. I would say about 20 hours a week.
That's the reason why I don't do it.
About 4
Yeah.
hours daily.
Yeah,
And
that's
again,
a lot.
it's not necessarily spending time on Facebook or social media. I'm talking about time developing content. This is all research. These are all different things on marketing. It's not just sitting there for 4 hours answering questions and just chatting online. No, I'm talking about chatting online if need be, or answering a question if need be, or but mainly developing content all the time. And marketing could be in the form of blogging, like I believe you said that earlier. Blogging is important. These are things, articles, reading, even doing research for yourself. That's all a part of marketing, developing a strategy. Because again, things change on a daily basis, so it's good to kind of keep up with the latest trends.
It's critical.
It's crucial to your business if you want to continue to do what you love.
Right.
So you have to be creative, and what does that take? It takes time to create, and research, and develop.
Right.
Right.
And being well read. I know that's one of the things that and I know that I'm like this lifelong student, and I'm probably probably more a heck of a lot more dorky than most. But the truth is that I find that I'm always learning, and so by my learning, I'm better for my clients. Because the more I know, the better I can inform them. The better I can inform them, the better they are at what they do.
Exactly.
So it's a cycle. It's a cycle. So the beauty of learning is that I'm not just doing this for myself, but I'm also doing it for my clients. Because the better I am, the better I am for them. So yeah. Well, this is gonna end today's session, which to me has been fascinating and exciting and awesome. And I love the fact that I'm doing this from San Antonio, which is great. I think that's the most fascinating part. I have to tell you, I was trying to figure out how on earth I was going to do this. And although the radio show did not pan out because, again, there was so much going on. I had 2 speaking engagements. I have a training that I'm at. I have this training that she's at. There's like so much going on, and I was all of a sudden, you know how I'm a legend in my own head, and I thought I could do all of this, and then realized, oh my God, I really can't. So we're gonna get back to our conference, which is down the road, and before I go anywhere, I want to have you come back. Next week is going to be live from the studio. I'm gonna have Dr. Alaluz Gonzalez, and she's absolutely off the chain. You're gonna see this woman is brilliant. She is fun. She is sweet. She's Cubana. She's international. She has studied all over the world. She is a fascinating person. You're gonna love her.
I want to thank you for being with us on Business Foresight, always creating strategies towards an extraordinary future. Remember, I'm here with you with strategies every Saturday. I'll see you next week.